When I was younger, I loved to watch Cinderella over and over again. I recently watched Coco and thought, wow, it's crazy how the graphics have changed. It made me wonder, how has the evolution of technology changed animated cartoons? I chose to research this topic because I love to draw and watch cartoons, and I don't know any kid that doesn't. Making a cartoon could take a lot longer than you think. Why? It takes a long time because artists have to create a ton of images. It's hard to imagine, but for a 1-minute film, a cartoonist needs to make around 1,440 images. So, if you do the math, for a 20-minute film, a cartoonist needs to make approximately 28,800 pictures individually. Now let's talk about storyboards. If you think about it, making a movie is a lot like making a cartoon, with the characters telling the story, not the movie maker. And they both begin with a storyboard. If you don't know what a storyboard is, here is a definition. A storyboard outlines the beginning, middle, and end. Once the story gets laid out, then the storyboard artist makes the action drawings. Action drawings show the character, well, doing actions. Now to Pixar and its animation. Pixar is a major film company. Some of their popular films are the Toy Story series, Finding Nemo, Inside Out, Up, Coco, The Incredibles, and WALL-E. The founders of the company are Edwin Catmull and Alvy Ray Smith. The company was founded on February 3, 1986. When Pixar produced their first film, Toy Story, in 1995, it was a huge hit and is still popular. And I'm so excited for the new one to come out. Pixar is popular because of their amazing films. Now, some people say it's movie magic that you see, but there's some technology behind the screen that you see in the movie. Pretty much all of Pixar's animation has CGI. CGI stands for computer graphic images, but CGI is not the only kind of animation. There's also traditional animation, which is hand-drawn, 2D animation, 3D animation, CGI computer animation, motion graphics, and stop motion, which is clay figures and paper cutouts. Now to my interview. When I interviewed the famous co-CEO of Archie Comics, Victor Gorlick, I learned that technology has even had an effect on how comic artists work. Victor told me that artists still make their own pictures by hand, but they also use apps to add ink and color to their own drawings. Now, before we talk about how cartoons are made in the process, I learned that Victor's job is actually to oversee and proof-check all the comics. Now let's talk about how cartoons are made in the process. I saw a bunch of different versions of the cover to the comic School's Out, an Archie comic. The cover of School's Out went through a lot of different stages. One of the different stages was the second stage. In the second stage, the cover looked like what it is now, but with a bunch of pencil and eraser marks, and highlights of what needed to be changed and edited. Overall, cartoons have changed from being like Snow White, where the graphics are not great and there's no detail, to something like Toy Story, where there are talking toys and everything has great detail. Technology has done this by making it easier to make cartoons. When technology was less advanced and the iPhone had not been created yet, artists had to make their pictures individually and by hand. For more information, please visit my blog. Now, does anybody have any questions?